Welcome to Michinori, Journey of Life. This is Nadia Sakurai, the creator of this podcast series. Every week, I'll take you along on a voyage filled with ups and downs as we listen to various people share their experiences of their careers and life endeavor. The voices you will hear are of those who have successfully found their calling, be it in the field of art or entrepreneurship. Did they always know what they wanted to do? What were the challenges they faced? How did they reach where they are now? Buckle up as we venture these questions and more. This week, we're diving into the life of Davaun Francis.
So my name is Davaun Francis. I am 26 years old. Soon my birthday's coming up. I'm a musician. I am big on community work. I work in the community as it is. I connect with a lot of community organizations and meet with high stakeholders, people from all spectrums, from grassroots all the way up. So how I started actually writing and thinking about pursuing music was my last year of high school. And one of my classmates came up to me. It was end of the semester as well. And he invited a few guys over to his house, and we were just hanging out. And then he put some music on and just started a cypher like everyone was rapping. And at the time, there was a couple of guys in that cypher who were actually pursuing rap as a career and music as a career. So they had lyrics, they had their bars written there. They had the experience that I didn't have. But I jumped in the cypher and I would just hit my freestyle, and they were kind of like a little shocked at like, wait, you can spit, like you can rap. I was like, I didn't know I could do it either. I listened to it all day. Why not try it? And so after that, he came up to me at the lunch table and we were talking about like pursuing music together, some kind of partnership. But then I went to school shortly after that. Now, I get to school. I didn't live on residence my first year, but I get to my house. My roommates at the time weren't there, but I moved my stuff in. Once one of my roommates came home, I introduced myself. We start talking. I'm like, hey, I'm Davaun. He introduced himself. Shout out to Carl. So he comes home and we're hanging out, chopping it up, getting to know each other. It comes up that, yeah, I'm thinking about making some music. I told him that story, how I just started getting started and I started writing more consistently. Happens to be that he was an artist in his high school career. He was a few years older than me, but he was like, yeah, I used to make music with my friends back in the day. We go down into the basement. He has a microphone. He has a drum set. He has the guitar. He has the whole musical equipment set up. So I'm like, there's no way this is happening right now. Like, what are the odds that you have everything needed to make music? So yeah, we sat there, we made some beats, pulled up some beats, wrote songs, and we recorded something that like the first time we met. And then he heard what I wrote. He rapped his verse first, then he heard what I wrote, and he was like, no, you need to take this seriously. Like, you can actually do something with it. And I was like, wow, I've just never had anyone kind of encourage me to do something so passionately. And now it's two people consistently, and I'm like, what are the odds that I move and the first person I meet is also on this journey or wants to see me do this? So I knew that it was something that I had to pursue, and then I started writing more consistently, and that was years ago now. But again, just laying that foundation, that was a really big moment for me that I was like, I can't believe this is happening right now. So definitely a memorable time. I'm just really passionate about getting an important message to the youth and really influencing the next generation to be their best selves. The important message is to believe in what you're doing and to learn as much about the fields that you're interested in and go for it. Talk to people about it, build the communities that you want to be a part of, support the people that you want to be supporting, and just be your most true, authentic self. It was really once I recognized that I needed someone to give this message to me. So I grew up a rougher, tougher lifestyle and upbringing than most of my peers. Went through, periods of poverty, periods of homelessness and moving, and I had a lot of siblings, and I felt like I had a lot of responsibility at a very young age, and I didn't really have an outlet for that. I didn't really have a community or people that I could talk to about these things. It's really interesting how I found my outlet. So I feel like my outlet has always been music. I was inspired very young when I started like writing and stuff, but then once things took a left turn in life, I forgot all about it and I didn't really have an outlet for a long period of time. And then I kind of rediscovered it just subtly. I was just always listening to hip hop, always had music in my ears. I would go through headphones like bread. Like I would just be going through headphones every single week because I would always have them in. it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't. My friends used to be really upset with me because I would have my headphones in when we're just hanging out and stuff, and they'd be like, "Get the headphones out, like we're trying to talk to you." And I was like, "No, I can hear you guys, but I just like to have my music in the background too." So music has always been like a comfort area for me. And then once I learned that I had a message to contribute, I felt it was important to start writing it, and that's when I found another outlet, not only consuming the music, but being able to share my ideas and my thoughts, getting them down on paper, pen and pad, back to the classics like a lot of people don't do anymore, but I still write pen and pad a lot of times. Really getting my ideas out, started writing more than just songs and lyrics and poems, even just ideas, journaling at times, letting that emotion out, something I didn't really recognize that I could do when I was younger, or just didn't have the capacity to do. And then from there, started putting it to the music and started making music, and then I could listen and make sense of the ideas that I was thinking and were going in my head. And it just became a natural outlet. Of course, we started dancing and stuff too. Very important and impactful on that journey as well, I might say. And so once I went through my challenges and I overcame and I saw that there is another side to it, I felt it was important for me to create these spaces for myself. But they were helpful for me. I know that they're going to be helpful for other people as well. And so I really wanted to be able to connect those youth and people who we don't get to see or we don't hear from in society, and make sure that they have an outlet or they have people that they can talk to as well. And they have a space where they are understood and feel comfortable. And that's really where the idea and the importance came from for me. In my work, I am connecting with a lot of community members. I am meeting community organizations, live in an area where I can go outside and connect with youth. I can go to the community center and see youth there, bring some water bottles or some Gatorade and just give it to them to have those genuine interactions. So those are the spaces where I'm getting to meet youth. And then once they understand who I am, then we can introduce the music, and then we can have further conversations where they get to make a genuine connection, not only with whatever I'm saying in the lyrics or however good the song sounds, but they get to know that this is a real person who comes from the same area I do, who I can touch, who I can reach out and talk to anytime I need to. And they're also doing the things that I see people doing on TV or I don't see people in my common area doing. So it becomes more inspiring than just hearing a nice song. They get to make a genuine connection first, and so I'm out in the community a lot. The most memorable moments when I meet with youth is really seeing them kind of open up to the idea of having someone give them information. It sounds so basic and so regular, but when you meet with youth who have gone through some serious hardships, and I was one of these kids as well, you close up, right? You don't open yourself up a lot to the world. You don't show your vulnerable side or your true emotions a lot of the time. And it's not to cast anyone out. It's just really just a defense mechanism because it's too much to bear at times, right? So really sometimes youth just go from not wanting to interact with anyone to smiling and cracking jokes, and that's just makes my whole day, because I'm like, you got through, or you're at least becoming more open and receptive to what the world might be able to offer you, or what you may be able to offer the world. Another thing about stepping into the music realm is that a lot of people just go straight from high school or straight from a child. They know that I want to do music, so they just go straight into it. I've lived a whole life already, and now I'm choosing to step into the music because it's always been that thing that's been present in my life, and I know that it's something that I've always wanted to pursue. I'm really passionate about the music scene in Ajax, and part of that is because I've lived all over Durham region, which includes like the Oshawas, Pickering, Whitby, Ajax. But yeah, while it includes all of those areas, my focus is on Ajax because it's my first home that I remember is in Ajax. It's where I currently live in Ajax. Ajax has the highest Black population by percentage in all of Canada. And I feel like there's a rich culture that's developing in Ajax that is not getting the recognition that it deserves or that it needs to, because we have a lot of students, a lot of young people, a lot of youth, a lot of people from underrepresented communities who are not getting the recognition, who don't have the outlets. And Ajax is so rich in those cultures, it needs to be highlighted. So that's why I'm passionate about highlighting Ajax first, and really getting to know and having the music be known in Ajax. The music industry in Ajax, I describe it as thriving. I describe it as a little bit hidden still, I can't say for Ajax specifically because a lot of people who grow up in Ajax, who grew up in the Durham region, if they start making music or as they start gaining some kind of notoriety, they move to Toronto or they claim Toronto as their place of residence or the city that they're representing. And it's because Toronto is the bigger city close by. But again, there's a rich culture in Ajax. It just doesn't get highlighted. So there's some young kids that I've met who put some brilliant songs on their Instagram stories, and I'm like, this should be getting more highlights. With the rise of the internet, people don't believe that they need to be popular in their hometown or they don't need to rise to success through their hometown. And while that is true for success in music, if you're trying to make a difference and really have an impact on the people that care about you and the people that you care about, I think it's important for you to start at home and build that foundation at home, and then you build from there. And you'll see the success at the same rate or even a higher rate because you're always going to have that foundation. Now I can not only release my music in the hometown, but I can use my work and I can do my work in my hometown and help in the community that I genuinely have a connection to and I care about. The music industry and the music space is a difficult space to navigate. It's a large industry. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of motivations behind everyone's actions in this space. So that's kind of one challenge, being able to connect with the right people in this industry. But at the same time, we live in an era where you don't need all of the support to be successful in a lot of spaces, and success is just connecting and helping one person. So it was really more of a mental hurdle, I feel like. Once I overcame that though, I said, we can really step into this field and do what I need to do. But sometimes, I go out to events or things like that, and I recognize that, everyone has cliques or everyone has groups or people that they want to support. And then as a byproduct of that, having people that they want to support, there's people that they just can't expend the energy to support. So just understanding that balance is something that needs to be navigated. But at the same time, it's going to sound bad, but I don't care because at the same time, you just have to do what you need to do and things are going to work out how they're supposed to for you.
Forever in my head, forever in my head, forever in my head, forever in my head, forever in my head.
I would say I'm right at the beginning. I feel like I'm just getting started in the music space. And like I said, I've lived a life already. I've worked damn near every job. It's kind of a running joke in my family. Like my siblings always joke about how Davon's always done. Oh, Davon's probably done that too, because I've worked everyone. Like when I was in school, I was waking up like 5 a.m, going to construction, going to school afterwards, and then going back to constructions after that. Had retail jobs in the evenings. I did retail. I've done clothing, grocery stores. I've done office work. I've done community work. I've worked a lot and I've gotten to engage with people from every level of those organizations. And so now stepping into the music field, even though it's been something I've always been pursuing and I've laid the groundwork and that foundation for a while to be able to step into it, but also I've made those connections outside of just the music realm. We're going to reach the real people, where we're going to connect with the people who actually need to be hearing the music or want to be hearing the music and want to be supporting and want to have that community. So I feel like I'm just at the beginning, and I've never felt more prepared to step into any space in my life. So it's really exciting. The next steps are to release music, get out there, talk to people about it, and then share it with the youth, pop out at organizations, maybe give them some performances, do some public speaking, talk to them about my story, connect with them, and then just release music consistently. And I'm excited to do that. I feel like I'll know I'm inspiring youth and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Once that first student says, I appreciate what you've done, I feel like it's accomplished, right? And to be honest, even just getting started, I already feel accomplished because I've connected with the youth and I've connected with the people who are like, I resonate with what you're saying. And that's really all it's about. Like, it's, as long as you get to help one person, it's a win and you've already completed the mission. But if you get to help 2 people, even better. If the message spreads to 1 million people, to 1 billion people, if I reach the whole globe and I'm traveling all over to share this message, that's a beautiful thing. But it's really just about connecting with each individual person and making sure that they understand that they are cared for, they have a message, they have a purpose in life, and that they can also do whatever they want to be doing. You know, lay that foundation, put in the work beforehand so that you can do it comfortably, but you can also pursue anything that you want to be pursuing. And that's really the message that I think is important for people to understand. And that's something that I get to experience. And I think a lot of people get to experience more often than they realize. And you have to accept that as the success point. And from there you just say, that was really fun. That was really awesome. Let's do it again. Let's try to make another person feel like that. And then you just continue to have those successes. So yeah, so as long as I get to help one person, I'm really happy, and then I'll continue to do it. So I know that it's going to continue to help more people, and I'm going to be able to connect with more people and do things on a bigger scale. And my ultimate goal, I don't know yet, but I know that I'm just getting started, and things are going to go really well. My inspirations are definitely my family, my siblings, my brothers. Shout out to Prince and Jalon. Jalon's my older brother. Prince is my youngest brother. Two of the coolest people I have ever met in life, and a lot of their friends would say the same thing about them as well. Like, they're just genuine people. So they definitely inspire me. I'm one of the middle children in my household, so my siblings in general and being close to them really inspired me. Bunch of different personalities living in the same house and all doing their own thing, and everyone's doing well. So those are big inspirations. My mom, of course, because she really held down the family for a lot. But then also my dad, even though he fumbled and he made some mistakes, there's still traits about him that are very inspiring to me, and I have nothing but respect for anyone. Uncles, a lot of my family, and really every person, anyone who passes by, anyone who has interacted with me, I can tell you something that it has inspired me about them, or in some way they have inspired me. I can speak to it because I'm more like a sponge. Like, I'm very receptive to people's energies and whatever they have to offer. I'm hopeful that through my music, I'm able to give back to that conversation as well, and have that reciprocal relationship. But I'm really inspired by everyone. I take the time. If someone comes up to me on the street, I'll give you some time, and I'll listen to whatever you have to say, because you never know what you're gonna learn from someone or whatever they need to get off their chest. And I'm like, hey, if I was in the situation I needed to get something off my chest, I would hope someone would take 30 seconds out of their day to listen to me, right? So I'm really inspired by everyone. I definitely try to look at the good in everyone, because I know what the other side looks like. I know what wickedness, what the bad looks like in people, and I felt that before. But in contrast, everyone has to have some good in them, because it doesn't matter how bad anyone is. To someone, they're a hero. And so why not look on that good side and interact with people, meet them and greet them as if they're a good person, and give them that benefit of the doubt, see them in a nice light, because who doesn't like to be looked at like they're appreciated, right? So it's not something I consciously think about, but it is something I do. Little Davaun, hope you're doing well. You probably didn't think it would come out and be the person that you are today. Probably didn't expect to be making music and pursuing this passion well into your 20s now. Maybe you did. Maybe you saw yourself being a big star. But we're doing it. And we're getting there. And we're making the impact, and we're having the connection with the community that you've always wanted to have. And I just want you to pay attention and stay focused, because you get through it, and it gets better. It gets so much better. So keep going and keep doing your thing. Love you. A message to people who are looking to either get into music or find that community would be, start small and start with the baby steps. Start where you are. Start with the people that you know. Start with yourself. Learn about yourself, know who you are and where you want to go, and then just start. Just start. Even if you start and you don't show anyone, start. Even if you don't know who to connect with, just start making it on your own. Even if it's the worst thing that has ever been made, start making it. It will get better. You'll get better. Talk to people about it. Ask questions. You don't know who can help you or who you can help. I was making music for a very long time. I've been making music for a very long time before I decided to show people and really want to promote it and share it on a grander scale. But you just have to start. And if you're looking for those communities, again, it starts with knowing who you are and what you want to get out of life. And then you're going to meet people who are on that same journey and who want to be seeing the same things that you want to be seeing. And you'll be able to connect with them, build relationships, and grow. I think as humans, everyone wants to grow. So just keep going. Love you.
What an inspirational story! Not only is it motivating to hear how Davaun found his path to creating music and overcoming his inner battles, but it's amazing how he wants to give back to his community and help others who have been in a similar situation as him. Make sure to follow Davaun on his social media to hear his music and tag along his journey. His social media account, website, and music platforms are listed on the Michinori webpage. Also, did you know that the soundtracks used for this episode are instrumentals to his songs? Catch the full versions as he releases them on his channels. Visit www.nadiasakurai.com/Michinori for more podcast details. You can find the website URL in the description. If you liked this episode, make sure to share the podcast or tell your friend about it. See you on the next voyage!